Good evening, one and all. It is Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and it is time for us to jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome everyone, hope you're doing well where you are around the world today, and Ellie has figured out where the reload button is. That's all good. Yeah, if you have Twitch open a while before stream starts, it very often forgets to actually hand you the stream when the stream starts. I don't know what it is exactly. I can only imagine it's somewhere within their optimization that they just stop checking to send you any stream something if you're sat on an inactive channel for too long. Because I get it myself, if I open up my stream setup, usually because I've had it open for like half an hour before the stream starts, as I get everything into process, when I actually start the stream I need to refresh to get both of those screens active. Whereas if I've only recently opened them, it launches. So, might be something along that line for you. Otherwise, Twitch breaks. To be quite honest, that also happens a lot. So yeah. For like second on a previous stream, never mind, I lost your message. I'll have to scroll back up to that one. First things first, Bit Relay, thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs there, perfectly obliterating the entire chat. Much appreciated. That's gone out to iStars, to the Hammer 497, to a Grand Clo, I think, to Sinofen, to Lord Alar, to Vanitas Omnia, to Red XXX00, to Jerem 9000, to Moppin44, and to Gulffisk. Thank you very much, Emerald, for the mass number of subs there to get it started. And thank you very much, Miracle Raven, joining in on the back of that on a 4-month resub at Tier 1. Much appreciated. You got that lovely silver badge next to your name once again there. I think it's a, yeah, silver badge. Because silver is 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. I remember my own stuff. That's a lie, I don't remember my own stuff. A few times now I've gone to Google something about Warframe and the first result that's popped up has been my own video. It's like, alright Google, you are this close to no longer being my search engine that I use. Although actually I did switch off it the other day. I finally switched over to DuckDuckGo as my default engine because Google was hiding an entire wiki from me. And that is not okay. That is just not okay. Yeah. Right, Alex was saying about reliable Vesta recovery effects. Well, content moderator turned out wrong. Actually tradable, specifically built parts. Ah, okay. Fair enough, Alex. Fair enough. So, yeah, the wiki was incorrect. We do say it's 96% accurate. Thank you for upping that in one area. I'm sure someone somewhere will manage to break something else in the process. But that's weird because we did have a look at the bits and pieces in-game here. It was the Vespi, you said, right? I suppose, yeah, if it's only the built components? Let me just have a quick look at it here. Let me just set one of those running. It's all basic resources. I'll see what pops up when I remember to have a look at that another time. But yeah. Really asking, did you look at your own video? Did you give it a like and subscribe? Or did you give it a comment and share it? I did share it. Yes, I do share my videos. Did I leave a comment? Probably not. Did I give it a like? No, that just feels cringe. And do I subscribe to it? I don't think I can. Which is itself a problem, actually. Because it means whenever I land on my YouTube channel, I always land on the non-subscriber screen rather than the subscriber screen. I just get a different view. It's like, yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Google feels so useless now. Google, yeah, just the fact that it was hiding an entire wiki. This is the Eve University wiki was struggling to come up in results. If I actually... oh, why is caps on? I go to Google right now. Let me think. If I go for... eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go for... Eve... Glass Nebula. That's probably going to come up. Let me see. Eve Glass Nebula. Oh, interesting. Okay. So searching Google for Eve Glass Nebula, it's one of the sites you can find. It gives me an AI fucking overview to start. Not happy. Then it gives me a Reddit post about not the Glass Nebula. It then gives me images, including a Glass Nebula. How nice. It then gives me a different website which is a roleplay wiki, I think. I guess. RP, what else could it stand for in this context? That has a list of gas sites. Then another thing that has a list of gas sites from a journal. Then a forum post about new color patterns. Like, we're not getting anywhere to where I actually wanted to be. Now, if I go to DuckDuckGo and do the same thing, Eve Glass Nebula, the very first post is the Eve University wiki page about the Glass Nebula.
Button.
Yes, you indeed did hit a button. Very much appreciate that, Andrew. Bring yourself up to 43 months of Prime support. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And actually, it looks like you subscribing there, along with the other subscriptions we've just had to the channel, has kicked off a discount. That's new. Treasure Train saved 35% on 5 or more gift subs exclusively during this train. Well then. Okay. Sorry, Miralabe, I don't think that's going to be retroactive for your case, but all the same, if anyone did feel like joining Miralabe up on the board, apparently now is the time to do so. You get over a third off right now. So thank you very much, Andrew, and everyone else who chooses to use that, enjoy. Well, that is a little different, isn't it? But yeah, that's the main thing that's got me to go, you know what, Google, you're done on the search. I'll pop over to DuckDuckGo, as many others have recommended, and just make that the default, because, if nothing else, I put in a search for what I want, and I get it first goddamn result. Rather than, I'm scrolling the entire first page, and there is no mention of Eve University Wiki, despite it being the #1 wiki for EVE Online. And someone's supposition is that it doesn't actually have...
Smile, I can press this button, smile.
It doesn't have Google Ads served on it, and so Google was like, oh, well, screw you then. Miralabe, thank you very much for subscribing for yourself at tier 1 up onto 28 months all in a row, no less. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Class was actually being used in start page search engine. Been pretty good. You get to avoid AI overview. Start page, well, it's like the Windows start menu to search through Bing. Well, whatever floats your goat on that one. I don't like how in the way that start menu search goes in the first place. And as the AI overview, DuckDuckGo has a setting to just turn it off. I did. For Google, you have to put in -AI every single time. That's why I said, no, it is its own search engine. Okay, so there's a search engine called Start Page. A truly well thought out brand name right there. that is definitely easy to communicate to people. Okay, well, fair enough. I suppose there are worse ways of naming an app. Could just name it a single letter. That goes well for people. Right, VAUBAN. VAUBAN is the name of the game today. The VAUBAN guide will be out tomorrow. If you're on Patreon, it's already out and available to you. Early access over there, but for everyone else, it will be available over on YouTube tomorrow, so you've got that to look forward to. And so I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and get some VAUBAN bits and pieces, because VAUBAN is currently available through Prime Resurgence.
Primes. As
yeah.
bright as if they were forged yesterday.
Good, that's all she's got to say on the matter. Right then, yeah. So VAUBAN bits and pieces available throughout these relics. Riddle saying, did I see it right? Only the main blueprint is silver, everyone else is gold. You probably did, yes. You probably did. Oh wait, no, VAUBAN Prime chassis blueprint, silver. Your optics is gold, systems is gold. Main blueprint, silver again. Okay. That's not so bad. I added Prime, there was no point doing that. It did absolutely nothing more to filter this down. But yeah, there's the 4 relics for VAUBAN. What else comes along with it? It is Death Cube, Fang, Extiletto, Tekko, Vasto, Fragor, Lex, an Atlas Prime Systems bundled in there, Bratton again, more Atlas bits, more Death Cube, yeah, so it's just kind of a mix medley of things in there, which is fine. It is absolutely fine.
You choose when you're good and ready.
Now, the thing is that VAUBAN has had more relics in the past than just those which are in rotation. If we have a look through these, for example here, all the V ones should be VAUBAN rares. So we've got a VAUBAN Prime Chassis rare, we have a VAUBAN Prime Systems rare, we have a VAUBAN Prime Neuroptics rare, and I think that's Vectors. VAUBAN Prime Blueprint rare. There we go. So if you are somehow in possession of these older relics, it is possible to have entirely rare-sourced VAUBAN components. It is indeed possible to have that situation. Which also means that the VAUBAN Prime Blueprint is actually only 65 ducats, not 100, because it's shared between both gold and silvers. Yeah. Do I have an Extiletto build? I do not have a specific build for it, no, sorry. I'm not sure you're going to get a very good build for it, because Extiletto Prime is, at the end of the day, a just Prime weapon. I don't think it has any Incarnon. I don't think it does, so no. But yeah. Right, so we're going to Resurgence, we're going to go straight into the relics, we're going to focus on the VAUBAN bits and pieces, and let's choose based on what is the available desirable fissure. Excavation, defense, actually given VAUBAN's materials, excavation might not be a bad shout. But let's see. Moon already wanting to be part of this. Looking at the options, I'm going to go for the Axe Exterminate. It's got 50 minutes on it. Plenty of time to indulge in that. So yep, the Axe Exterminate, which means the Axe Relic is going to be the focus getter started. Of which Moon has a couple. So Moon, you can join on in once I set this to invites. There we go. And Kelton wants a bit of orange in the background. There we go. Hello, boy. We have Mirror Lame. Hello, Continuer. If you need another player for the next mission, I'll be very happy to receive an invitation if necessary. I could also provide a desired buffs or debuffs for the team. Kind regards, Mirror Lame. I'm ignoring the punctuation there for the sake of brevity.
Let's talk about the good stuff.
Let's not. Shush.
For all time's sake.
Alright, let's grab a few of these. 10 should do for now.
May the void bring you what you need.
And VAUBAN is on the uncommon, so let's see if I have some void traces to burn. I'm at 1800 out of 1800. Oops. My bad. I should probably upgrade relics and not end up absolutely turbo maxed. That's a mistake. Don't know when I did that. I'll just upgrade 5 of them for now. There we go. And we have an LU looking to join in. Got some VAUBANs. Come on in. Alright, let's do I farm VAUBAN with VAUBAN? I suppose it's the only correct thing to do, isn't it? Well, let's go with that. Let's grab Eevee for the void traces. That always sounds like a good idea. And I'm going to mix up the weaponry a little bit. Actually, no, let's do Path. Handbricks can work, but you know what? I'm designing against it. I'll decide against it. It's fine. Alright. You are correct, Logan. At least get the parts. I don't intend to build VAUBAN Prime. I will be offloading those parts one way or another, but get hold of the blueprints, yes. That is the idea. Okay, so let's sort this by refinements. That is the correct one there. Axie F1 Radiant Relic. Let's shove it into the mission. Wonderful. That does happen, Maljoid, yeah. If you've played a lot of Lavos, any kind of face tank, switching over to a shield gate tank, it can hurt.
These are worthy
It can indeed hurt. I don't actually remember what build I'm on at the moment.
at your peril.
Hold, wait. I'm looking at my hit points. I might be on an unfit build. Ah! Why am I on the testing build where I took all the mods off? No! Oh no! Oh gods! Oh no! I'm gonna walk very safely at the back of the mission.
Turn these soldiers into mindless attack drones. You need to take them out.
Very, very safely.
Well done, Tenno. Your relic is opened.
Oops. Oh no! I've been heat rocked. I'm going to die for certain now. Stab. Well, that still works. Where did my ability go? I'm not the only one seeing that, right? Why did all of those vortices just go straight through the floor and despawn? If this one can work. What was that? Huh? Oh, I was taking crazy pills for the first moment. Where's my abilities? Anyway, I have managed to get 5 kills with this unmodded VAUBAN. Hey, ow. Evie, no! Ow. Someone's dog just ate my face. There we go. That Radproc just coming out of nowhere.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Indeed, extraction we shall find. There we go. 4 argon crystals, 16 void traces, 2 harrow chassis, and a partridge in a pear tree. Let's need to say, wait, is the Warframe Twitch integration for Warframes only showing the fashion on the mods? No, it's showing you the mods. It is showing you the mods. I will be fixing that in just one moment. These are indeed the mods. Wow, that is a whole lot of not VAUBAN. 2 silver drops, both of them the wrong silver drop. I imagine the Fraggle Prime is also absolutely crashing in price at the moment. Let's have a look. Fraggle Prime set. Statistics. So, back in December it was an average of 44. Right now it's average 34. I mean, that is, I suppose, technically a crash. It's down by, what, over 20%? Not as much as I feared. Yeah, so, yep. Accidentally went in with literally no mods whatsoever. Oops. Alright, Ellie, calm down. So, let's fix that a little bit. Alright, let's just put a little bit of something on here. Let's go with just good old basic nourish setup. Can't go wrong with that. There we are. can't you tell when I've been testing something or demonstrating something or needed a screenshot? Because I then come into a live stream and just things are broken. It's like the number of times where I have got my companion on now, but excuse me. The number of times I've spent like an hour of a stream going through missions without a companion before I go, hang on. Where are they? Because I needed to take a capture shot.
Their rage is
Flashbang.
vehement, their focus impressive. Give them all warriors down.
Stabby. I feel like the mission... Okay, don't know why I couldn't hit the drone, but sure. I was going to say I feel like the mission's not going this way, but yeah, it's just that one drone. Gib.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside. The Grenier should have known better than to walk into an Oregon tower unprepared. Let's clean up their mess.
No, no invuln. Only death. Very good. That is, wow, that is a lot of pink. Good God. Sorry for anyone who has eyeballs. We are all here, aren't we? Yeah. You know what would be nice? A little numerical pop-up over that showed how many players were inside of the elevator. Just a teeny tiny little detail with all of the summons, all the pets, all the companions, all the specters, everything that can be spawned in. That teeny tiny little detail to make it a little bit easier to see. Is everyone inside of the elevator? Unfortunately, I feel like it would be a nightmare to code and would go wrong 50 times over, so maybe not. But it's a nice thought.
Enemy is broken. Well done. Now get
Okay,
to
we're
extraction.
done here. Let's GT, F, and O. It's happening again. I just threw 3 vortices here. All 3 of them have vanished into the ether. But the one that went over there, that's fine. Probably player count alone? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because player count. So you just have 4. Or up to 4, because of course, less than full
As you
squads.
conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
And that's Moon out of those relics. Fair enough, Moon. Well, thank you for joining in on those couple runs. Hope you enjoy your Fraggle Prime Blueprint and your Fraggle Prime Blueprint. Don't spend them all at once. Yep. Need help? How big are the Kenji mugs in metric? Very good question. Let's have a look. Opening a store. Because I don't remember the sizes in any unit, let alone metric. Okay, so it gives the height and diameter in centimeters, but not the fill. 11 fluid ounces to milliliters is 312. So this here is a basically a 300-ish capacity milliliter, which is a standard enough mug. Just slightly less than a typical can of Coke, I think. Well, I can't recall exactly how much they have in them. 15 ounces, then, would be 426. And 20 fluid ounces would be 568, which is, if I recall, a pint. So, yeah, it's basically just over half a pint, 3/4 of a pint, and a pint. That's my understanding. Yeah. So, just under 1 can of size, just over 300 ml. One that's a little bit more, what was it? Where'd it go again? Yeah, one that's 426 and one that's 568. Thinking about it, I'm going to make a note and I can put those details into the listing. So, note to self, merch, shop, add ounce to ml conversion. Because the shop is missing it by default, so I can put it in the description. There we go. I will update that to account for everyone who's not got fluid ounce in their memory. And Nonchalant Sigma would like to join for the relics. Unfortunately, you're offline, so Nonchalant Sigma, please do /join and then the engineer in the chat so you can join in. Never Athletes would be a great coffee mug. Those will be the big ones. Yep. I like to go for kind of like the more handleable mugs, because I do find that I tend to forget my teas a fair amount in any case, or just slowly work my way through them. If I've got nearly twice the capacity in that mug, most of the tea I'm going to drink is going to be cold. So, the smaller one works for me. Clash Point, Nonchalant Sigma does have priority, as long as they can figure out how to do, as I said, /join. Nonchalant. Just gotta do that and then hit enter. Can only be joined by invite. I had switched it to... Oh, you're not on friends list, that'll be it. Okay. I can fix that. There we are. Now try. Receive that and then join. We will eventually get our way around DE's slightly buggy system that can apparently have someone offline and able to be messaged. It just... This game. Which relic? Same one. Axie F1, the only Axie with VAUBAN in it from Prime Resurgence. There we are. And because we are burning ire here, I do highly recommend having your relic upgraded to Radiant. Because whilst I have 300 odd ire, most people do not. Mirrorlib is a special exception and should not be counted. Beautiful. Everyone's all good to go. I was saying a coffee mug under 1 litre is too small. Concern. A genuine concern at that point. Considering the amount of fluid one is recommended to have in an entire day, a 6-hour mug of coffee is concerning. 6 to 9, depending on how much you actually drink. Your job may be. Stabbing all the shots.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a
People
look
could be in the
inside.
same party and dojo and still can't trade. Yeah.
As long as the enemy is here,
Yeah.
this tower is useless to us.
Fun times. That's interesting. I've never really thought about it. Lotus saying, so long as the enemy are here, this tower is useless to us. What are we using these towers for? We don't really need to travel deep into the void ourselves. We're not going anywhere. So how is this tower useless to us, Lotus? What are we doing? What are you up to? Is this how I get fired from being a Tenno? I start asking too many questions. Bases of operation? We have a mobile, invisible base of operation. She's up to things, and we've never really questioned it enough. Once again, Bastille just vanished. Hey, why is this happening? Ah! No, do not knock me all the way down. Uh-oh. Oh god, that burned through my health quick. No, not again.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get
There
to
we are.
extraction.
Okay, first of all, we just spent 400 void traces to get this. I'm insulted. Second of all, why can't I cast a vortex in the void? What's going on here?
Purpose.
It's getting very concerning. Look, is quite something. Yeah, I think each of the relics is a 50-50 chance of bronze when it's on Radiant. So we rolled a 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 1 in 16, and we lost a Mirror Lave in the process. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, Mirror Lave, you good? Why did I kick you? I obviously didn't, so let's just bring you back. Alright then. One more Axie Fisher, one more F1 Relic, let's do it. There we go.
The art of combat
And
must be
away
practiced
we go.
to truly master the canvas of war.
Yep, no. My Bastille also vanished. Alright, cool. VAUBAN is not allowed today.
The relic has been cracked open.
That's what I'm
Finish
picking
your
up here.
mission to find out what's inside. As long as the
At least
enemy is
these are
here,
working.
This tower is useless to us.
Let's try here. That one worked. Okay, that's good. And here. Eaten. So it's something to do with weird looking terrain. Because that one worked. That one did not. Okay, there was also a bubble. I don't understand the purpose of the bubble, but there was a bubble. This one works. This one works. This one works. Not sure if that one worked or not. Yeah, it's ended up here. Hold up. Wait. Is it Miralabe's ability destroying mine? No, no. Stop shooting. Hold on, let me get to the edge of it. If I can deploy one here. Yes. And can I deploy one there? Destroyed. What? How? What interaction leads to that? How?
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Does he have the same augment? Jaya. Miralabe's running Jaya. So, no. We do not have the same augment. Oh, does he have a Jaya augment? Okay, I don't know why I said same augment. Fair enough. Or did I misread? Does he have the augment? Okay. Where did I read the word same? Alright, I'm lost. I'm dead. I can't even read anymore. But yeah. Remove the augment Mabel figs. Okay. Even then, I still go back to my initial question as to how is there possibly an interaction? How? What about this could possibly be denying an intangible ability? Seriously. DE, how have you managed this one? Well then. That is beyond daft to me. That is beyond daft. Is there anything else in the game, aside from a nullifier, which can even interact with Vortex in that way? I don't know where I read the word saying. Alright. F1 Radiant. Let's go again. I know we got a VAUBAN piece, but I also radianted this relic, so we're going to go again anyway. Poor VAUBAN. We'll switch to a frame that doesn't get denied. Actually, wait, no. Miralabe's done the augment switch, so we can test if that's still out. LU is out. Ah, okay. Let's cancel that. Please drop squad. We'll grab someone else who's got it. Thank you very much, LU, for joining in, and maybe catch you on the next ones. So yeah, we've got one space available for anyone else who would like to join in with an Axie F1 Radiant. That is the VAUBAN Prime Resurgence Axie Relic. If you'd like to join in on that, send me a message in game and I'll bring you on into the squad. Actually, I think Clashpoint, if you're still around, you said you had some. Yep. Did I do the car mission? Nope. Is there a reason I should? Okay, looks like Clashpoint's not actually available at the moment. So yeah, first come, first serve. If you got the Axie F1 available in a Radiant, like to join in, send me a message in game with the engineer, I'll bring you into the squad. You want to watch it before actually doing it? Sorry, Thrend. So I understand, you want me to run one of the same 3 missions, which might not even be the same one as you have because of the weeks aren't synchronized between players. You want me to run potentially the correct mission for you? I'm not following the rest of it. Like, it already exists, it's been out for years. There's videos of it, everything, if you really need to have a walkthrough. You thought they were synced? You thought incorrectly, no. Because if you don't do it on a given week, it doesn't move to the next one for you. But it does for the people who did do it, so not synced. There we go. You're in the party? I'm aware of that, seeing as you sent me a message and then I invited you. Flashpoint, you might need to refresh, because if you're that far behind, you've got about a 30 to 60 second stream lag. I don't know how we're less than an hour into the stream and you already have that much, but you might need to do a refresh. You'll probably hear that in tomorrow.
These are worthy
And
foes.
away we
Underestimate them
go.
at your peril.
Screw that guy in particular. In a moment, actually I can just go over here for energy, can I not? There you are. Ow! Well, that still got me my energy. It got me landed on my ass, but it got me my energy. And there we are, yeah, that's working first time. But yeah, Miralabe was denying me my ability.
That's it. We've opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Wasn't the map, wasn't the tiles, wasn't the evenness of it. It was Miralabe.
Oregon Tower unprepared. Let's clean up their mess.
Ah. What even? Yeah, well spotted there, guys. Well done on that. Gonna grab this Argon Crystal I absolutely do not need, all 4 of them. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Xmas, okay. I could crowd control absolutely none of the units there.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Yo!
Hi, Ken. 2 years, D.
That it is indeed Radika. Thank you very much for these 2 years of Prime here on the channel. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well today. Alright. We've got Nonchalant himself. Miralabe is sat outside. Miralabe? Thank you. Gotta love an elevator to extraction. And we got another VAUBAN Prime blueprint. Wonderful. Alright, with 2 VAUBAN Prime blueprints under our belt, might as well roll around to the next of the bits to get. Did I play Expedition 33? I never got around to it yet, no.
What you
I haven't got around to
here
it.
will serve you well.
I know it's really critically acclaimed. It has managed to receive so many awards that people were joking about it receiving awards for just irrelevant things, like somehow getting a gold in the Olympics. Yeah, I just never got around to it. Fair we guess. Alright, let's see. What is next on the docket?
Let's talk about the good stuff.
Let's go, actually, just again see what the suitable
This stuff
fishes
might
are
not be here
first.
next time.
So we've done the Axie plenty enough. Let's see, that Neo Defense, probably a large map. Neo Inception, Inception is a bit of just a ball lake in general. Miso rescue's quick enough, so we can do that one. So let's get the Miso relics for this. Helene is great. Yeah, I didn't see a Helene there, unless... Or was it Helene Interception? Which case, Interception. Still not a huge fan.
If you're here for relics, you might have to crack a few before you get what you're after.
What mission?
Good. Don't rush into things.
Oh, there. Right. Yeah. But the rescue. Moon has none of the Misos. Well, good thing you're not in squad. Alright then, moving on.
Nothing left to chance if you're bringing Regal Aya.
So let's see, VAUBAN, there we are. Just get a few of you, why not?
The Oracle made you bleed for primes. You've bled enough.
Alright. There's the Miso T6 we're going to do for a bit here. Just give that a few upgrades. I'm gonna go. Alright. Fair enough. That indeed suddenly opens up a spot. So, I will find a replacement. Thank you for telling me to do what I was already doing. So, for those of you who would need a chance of getting some VAUBAN or would like to join into the squad, send me a message in game, the Engineer. I'll bring you on in. First come, first serve on the Miso T6 Radiant. For VAUBAN, Radiant is the way to go. It's an absolute trace burn, but the alternative is just wasting your ire. But yeah, first come, first serve on that. Whoever has got the relic or can grab it from Prime Resurgence. You've seen from myself, it is very easy to pick it up for a bit of ire right there. And if you need ire in a pinch, you can always go through these lot. You just be like, hey, relic packs, you got any ire?
Curious.
Nope. 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 Yeah, there we go. Immediate fix. You've got like 36 VAUBAN system relics. Good to know. Would you like to join in?
To help your journey and honor.
Another ire. Oop, I clicked that one too fast. Oh well, it probably wasn't. Oh, that's lucky, isn't it, Gumbo? Alright. Looks like everyone else has run out of ire. So sad, too bad. Might as well do the defense one after all, why not? We got VAUBAN. Let's use the VAUBAN for VAUBAN's sake. And let's go for you. There we are. Is Ash still doo-doo? In what context, please, Craze King? In what context? Fourth skill usage, you quit because you didn't like Ash's fourth skill. Okay. Well, I also don't know when you quit, let alone what your issues are with the skill. So I can't really give you much of a perspective on that, other than recommend you check out my Ash guide and see what you think of it. 2018? Bruh. You quit the game 8 years ago over a single Warframe ability you didn't like. I have nothing more to add to the conversation on that matter. Go check out my Ash guide from not 2018. You might be pleasantly surprised. You might hate it. I literally don't know. You are that unusual of an individual. Well, he was having a good old look at something. Whatever it wasn't killing me. Where are those devices at? Yeah, for all the making them easier to see that DE did, they're not.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Nope. Alright, I have a misplaced Bastille. I need to move that over here. My bad. Didn't realize it was grabbing that far out. Let's see. Wait. Nah, I haven't got that much of a range of setup, have I? I didn't realize it was that big. Oh, yeah. That's no good. That's no good. That's going to ruin the mission. I didn't think I had that high of a range for this map. Oops. My bad. Oh, is it the Fisher buff that gave me that much? Of course. That's why it's so obnoxiously big. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah. Where's my... Why can't I melee? Why can't I melee? Why can't I... What was going on there? There we go. As requested. Why do I have my Cernos in the offhand? It's not a Cernos. That's Ivara's bow. Why does it feel like I'm lagging when I'm the host? I don't get it. This is what happens when you don't play Lavos? Yeah, I lose the ability to play the game. Where is my melee? Why can I not melee? What? How am I running into multiple bugs in one stream? Oh
hey, a teapot.
Oh god. Halsey, thank you very much for subscribing at tier 2 no less for a full year now. You're up onto that full pot. Much appreciated. And I hope you're doing well today. Man, I really feel like I'm contributing when I get locked out of my abilities and run into bugs that turn off others. Ah. VAUBAN piece. I already own 4 of these? How? When? Okay. Get more, I suppose. You don't teleport everywhere you're not happy? Well, fun fact, D didn't stop updating the game since 2018. You might like Kalevo. Give that one a lookin'. Alright, let's just... yoink! Set up some invis zones and, yeah. I know I could try and attach the quiver to my companion. Actually, I suppose because I'm using a beast companion, it's even less useful to do so, because it doesn't sit next to me.
Well done, Tenno. Your relic is opened.
Honestly, it's just going to be better to shoot my gun here, isn't it, today? Whatever's going on, I'm just going to shoot. Okay, 20 million damage. That's the Mirror Blade moment right there. 100 million damage. Mirror Blade, calm down. This ability shouldn't be doing that much damage. Let's give it some more. now, having done that, let's go over here and give you a little bit of this. There you go. Alright, as soon as the next enemies arrive, we can observe just how much that deals. We just need to wait for them to arrive. Have some invisibility whilst you're at it. I'm not actually seeing any damage. Oh, there we go. Malice just insta-died. Not even sure what hit Malice. Malice just fell over. I think I just hit a 7 million damage non-crit. That's nice. Keep the shots going. Feathers everywhere. Yeah! Just makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? There's something over here that is both tethered and not dead. See, this is the problem with the tethers going through walls. I know some people are like, yeah, no line of sight, it's great. The tethers going through walls is also blocking the ability to kill the enemies. Which is not ideal. Another VAUBAN piece. At least this one's a little bit more cooperative. Clash points out of traces. Okay, we can depart. We did get VAUBAN twice after all, so we're pretty good there.
Very good.
10 Orokin cells, 103 traces, 18 ribbon slivers. Yeah, just a couple bits and pieces. Just a couple. Alright. Clash points out of traces. We're going to need to cycle through to some alternative people who may have traces. I realise we're going to very quickly run out of traces in the entire Kenjaneer community at this rate. I still got a few. Let's have a look what is in the other relics. You're very welcome, Flashpoint. So we've done the Miso, we've done the Axie. Let's have a look at the... Where is it? Am I just blind? Ah, yeah. It's double Miso, that's what it is. So we're doing the other Miso now. We can do that one. Buy a few of those. Miso V8. Gonna quickly upgrade those, and then I'll go BRB very quickly. Let's just sort those. Is it V8? Yep. There we are. Okay. Right. I am going to very briefly BRB chat. See you in just a moment. Send me a message in game if you want to be part of the squad with the Miso V8 runs. Okie dokie. And I am back. Wow, that's a whole bunch of drones in the chat there, just a few. We're saying Twitch already paid for Amazon Prime. What are these adverts, Twitch? Are you talking about the adverts on Amazon Video? Which, yeah, that is frustrating. They're like, pay more if you don't want these ads. I'm like, what? You're saying Twitch? Although you aren't currently subbed here, so at least that's what Twitch says to me. I'm sure you'll figure it out, Moon. Anyway, let's see. How many... Oh no. Y'all out of relics? Oh, you're getting ads for Twitch Turbo. Oh, I see. Well, Twitch has never been good at serving ads to appropriate viewers. They're not smart like that. Did I see the new things we can spend ribbon slivers on in the latest dev short? Yeah, they made an announcement on their Discord as well, which got pushed out to any announcement channels following it. Yeah, is it okay to bring that? Yeah, sure, why not? That's fine, Mirrorlib. Yeah, I did see. They are... It's not confirmed, it's all subject to change, as they like to say. But yeah, things like Riven Transmuters, I think it was Riven Ciphers. There was the Rel Emotion cards, some Capturacine, Requiem Ultimatums, the old Requiem Relics, which are going to be retired soon. Quite a few bits and pieces. That's going to be a nice selection. Okay, it looks like it is just Mirrorlib and myself for this next bit, but I'm sure luck shall prevail. Right? Right? Right. We'll cross our fingers and hope. And Mirrorlib left the squad. The game is a little bit more broken today. I don't know why, but everything break. Why did you... I don't know, Mirrorlib. You're seeing the same stream I'm broadcasting. Alright, let's invite you in. We'll just try that again. This game. Miso Fisher, defense. V8. Let's try. Yep, we're all good there. Okay. So 2 players going into a Fisher. Not the most efficient. But we'll give it a whirl. All the same. See what we get. Unburdened by random others doing random other things. A truly staggering amount of starting value for us there. Hide myself so I don't get attacked like that again. Go away, Xmas. I think that is... Oop. Yeah, that's all of them. We got 10 reactants in the very first wave. Go figure.
You have collected enough reactants to open the relic.
Let's go for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should work. My invis got deleted. There we go. The fun of trying to tell what's a corpse and what's not. I think we'll just let Mirrorlave have their fun down there. Yeah, I could do this with the ridiculous range again. There we go. Saw 12 million damage. Oh, I don't have the armor to shoot through that. Probably do one of those. Then I'll have the armor. What I'll do is I'll wait for it to give me the armor buff and then just collapse it. There we go. Now I can shoot through. Nope, not enough punch through even then. So now I've just got them all stuck at the edges of the arena. This is not optimal. I'm gonna have to stop messing around with VAUBAN today. VAUBAN is being too defensive. Oh shit. Didn't realize. Didn't have armor buff because didn't re-up ability. Yeah, I'll just stick to good old invis. Can't go wrong with that. Somewhere in here there is an enemy. There they are. Show me the VAUBAN piece. You got 145 meter range on a corrupted, invigorated Lavos. That is beautiful. That is absolutely unnecessary range, and I'm sure the Vile Rush was amazing. Because that would have you, what? Depending on your build, you could have been on 700% strength potentially. There we go. Another chance at VAUBAN Prime Neuroptics. We've got just under 20% chance of walking away with one here. I think it's 19% actually, yeah. Alright, buff. Second buff. Invis applied. Damage initiating. I'm an invisible auto turret. We fixed the invis part of invisible. I add that in. Is that going to crowd control too hard, or is it going to get damage done? Let's find out. Once again, Fisher buff on VAUBAN.
Your relic is opened.
I would like to be happy about that. Instead, that Xmas absolutely figured me out. I don't actually know where my Teslas are running off to there. I cast them and I didn't see a single enemy marked with them. Nope, looks like they are committing suicide on a nullifier. Doesn't help. Yeah, the Nidus Spectre has a little bit of strength built in because of Nidus's passive level up bonuses. Oh right, I'm not running Tesla. Oh, I am running Tesla Coil. Tesla Bank. I thought I was. So why am I not seeing what I was hoping to see? There we go, a little bit more. I would love to activate Bastille, but it will just slow everything down despite the armor strip. Because Bastille has... I can't shoot again! I hate that bug! I've not been having any of these bugs recently, and now I'm just getting it non-stop. Ah. Where's streamer luck? Where are things working? All the enemies are out of sight. Down here. Just gonna hide. There we are. Yes, VAUBAN is a silly frame. Very effective until the game just decides to break him 4 ways to Sunday, apparently. Little too good at times with crowd control. Sometimes not good enough because overguard go burr. And somewhere I've got latchers attaching the targets, and if I can just find out where... There we... Okay, that just instant detonated. I say, if I can find out where, I can actually benefit from my ability. There's 2 of them out there somewhere. I'll just cast a whole set of 4 new ones. There we go. Looking for my Tesla. Oh, I found it as it explodes. Okay, looking for next one. Please do not the invis. Aha! I finally found one to shoot. See, in my mind, marking enemies that can be affected through walls and an ability that you want to interact with would include highlighting them through walls. There's something akin to the glowing effect in Minecraft even. And in this game it is to put a marker above the head of the target that I can't see because they're behind cover. Is it a little unfortunate? And by little I mean quite a bit actually. Well, Ash Prime Neuroptics. It's not what I was here for, but I can take it. What are those going for at the moment? Ash Prime Neuroptics is 9 to 10 plants, not too shabby. Hello there, Matchup House. Alright, let's try this again. Give strength buff as much as I can. Give invis. 24 million damage from the Tesla bank. That's a little bit more like it. Now I just need to know where the... most of it despawned. I think with the sheer damage bonuses that Mirrorlade's handing out, I think if my Tesla bank's attached to the right body part... Oh, sorry, Tesla coils are attached to the right part. The Tesla bank augment just instantly triggers anyway. I think I saw 120 million damage on that one.
Has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Oh, before I get that, let's just use the existing one. What are we looking for? VAUBAN parts. Well, I hit something. Now, this wasn't actually my first plan for today's stream. When I was thinking about what to do on Warframe today for this stream, my first thought was actually to cover the other Talon strikes that I hadn't really gone over. Because I thought I hadn't really gone over them. I only really had a good memory of Xeneric and Naramon. But as it turns out, that's because the other three don't actually do enough to care. It's not that I hadn't gone over them, I had gone over everything there was to go over. Here we are seeing Madurais from Mirror Lane. Which, yeah, it gives you a rain of arrows for a bit, and then if you have a constantly damaging AoE ability like Oberon's Grass, it'll very rapidly re-trigger. But otherwise it is a lot of... Vazarin can res people in an EDA ETA? Yeah. Yeah, it's one use is, are your teammates not good enough? Well, you can bring them back again to continue to be not good enough. Which is not a ringing endorsement, if I'm quite honest. Like, yeah, it's a unique feature, and we would like to see more unique features. It's just, if that's all it's got going for it, I'm like, holding on to a Talon strike, or if one of my allies can't stay alive in a mission, not exactly the highest of priorities for me. But yeah, Madurais is basically just, here's a bunch of high damage followed by a bunch of moderate damage. Also a little bit of a strength buff if you hit some things after the long animation. Xeneric is the most impactful for its actual base schools feature, which is here's some casting stats and some energy. It's really weirdly explained compared to how it actually functions, but it is there. Naramon's is big old sword swipe, very cinematic, interesting damage output, followed by a whole bunch of nothing burger effects. And I call them nothing burger effects on the base of having tested it, trying to give it as many opportunities to work as I could, and my kill rate literally didn't budge. Just didn't move in the slightest. Anairu, if I recall, is the big old resupply, and Vazarin is a bunch of healing and revive. That's about the extent of it. Oh yeah, there's the temporary armor on Anairu as well, which, yeah, bunch of armor. It's very temporary, but for those few seconds. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should give another look in at Anairu. Sure, Radica. Grab all the reactants. Incoming violence. Uh-oh.
That's it. You opened the relic.
They're gone.
Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
No more violence to worry ourselves with. Don't even know what's going on with that enemy flying through the sky. Yes, Moon, you'd mentioned. Thing is, Moon, is that you were talking about an ad you're getting, right? An ad you're getting because you haven't picked up either of the two features that get rid of ads. That's gonna happen, yeah. You don't mention it? Okay. I think with all the buffs Mirrorwave gave me, I actually just hit a 2 billion hit with the beam there, which is nifty. Oops, I think I accidentally cast a Bastille at some point. My bad. That was not intended to slow down the mission. What's the other feature other than subbing? So Twitch Turbo, the one that Moon mentioned. Twitch Turbo doesn't subscribe to a creator, but instead it gives you ad-free viewing across the entire website. It doesn't give you the other subscriber benefits like the evolving badge. It doesn't give you the emotes. It doesn't give you the Discord benefits if anyone has those on the channel like we do here. If there's any other benefits of subscribing, obviously you just don't get those neither. The only overlap, to my understanding, is the ad-free viewing. Yeah. Does Twitch Turbo help the creators? So supposedly it is supposed to replace what would have been the ad revenue with the Turbo revenue one-to-one. However, changes in wording lead us to actually believe that maybe it gives it, by some other calculation, it's just not clear. Yeah. Just like YouTube Premium? Pretty much. YouTube Premium at least is upfront about it not replacing the ads for revenue, but instead giving the YouTube Premium revenue, which is largely higher as from a creator's perspective. So that is nice. I think the last time I looked at it, for some reason, YouTube Premium viewers in France were just generating a heck of a lot more than their ad revenue per viewer there. Go figure. Probably just a quirk of how things had landed. Sure. Let's just trade traces. But yeah. Technically speaking, Twitch Turbo, like YouTube Premium, should help creators by still covering what the ads that are missing don't. But they don't help as much as a subscription does, which itself doesn't help as much as a Patreon subscription does, which itself is still behind just a straight up tip. Although not much behind, I'll be honest. Patreon takes a very small cut. Yeah, if your focus is supporting a creator rather than the benefits you get out of it, tips and Patreon are the #1 spot. Number 2 would be your direct subs. Number 3 would be merch. Number 4 would be indirect subscriptions like your Turbo and YouTube Premium. And number 5 is just telling your friends so they can pay instead of you. Yeah.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Turbo should just come with Prime. That would probably lead to them Prime not being available to give you a subscription. Probably. And I could be fairly certain creators will be against that, because we get largely just so little from Turbo in comparison. It's all just a thing. Not to mention, Amazon seems to want to give you less for Prime as it is anyway. Adding ads to Amazon Video. So if you only have Amazon Prime, you don't have Amazon Prime Video or whatever they call it, you end up with a ad included experience. So that's a thing. Means I'd rather pay for subs, get how having a freebie sub is good for creators you're discovering. I mean, it's just a sub that's included in your Amazon Prime. Because people have Amazon Prime already for their own other reasons, and the Twitch sub is then just included, it stimulates the Twitch support side of things. Yeah. And it gets people used to the experience of subscribing, which is itself a... Some people would cruelly refer to it as a dark pattern. Others as just encouragement. Try it out. Yeah, thankfully, when I experienced the ad included experience, I recently watched a film. There was one ad at the start of the film, and that was it. So it's not like it was every few minutes or something. Manageable. But that is also kind of how they do it with enshittification, isn't it? They start with it being manageable, and then they wait for people to get used to that, and then they put another one in the middle, and then people get used to that, and then they put another one in. And I would like to be able to not use a slippery slope style argument, except these companies have demonstrated it time and time again, haven't they? It is exactly their playbook, it is exactly what they will do. And that singular ad at the front of a show or something does not equate to the amount they're asking for the ad-free viewing. It just doesn't. Hey! VAUBAN Prime Neuroptics, there we go. We beat the odds, we got one. Actually, we got it on the 5th run. We bang on hit the odds.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Yeah. For everyone, it really just comes down to how you want to watch things, what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept, and finding what meets that balance there for you. The only real stipulation I give is try not to allow yourself to choose the option which gives you something without giving back in any way whatsoever. So like, if you either can't or won't subscribe or get the turbo or anything like that, at the very least, as much as you may not want them there, the ads are another part of the revenue stream. Blocking them at that point is taking everything and giving nothing. Pick your poison. We spent 400 traces and got 306 back. Was it 400? We did 5 rounds, Miralabe, because we got to wave 15. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 items plus the former. There it is. So yeah, it was 5. But still though, about half the traces back ain't too bad. Slightly more in your case. RNG be like that. Okay, so we've done all but I think the lift now.
No guarantees with void relics.
Match saying that you can block ads on Twitch. Maybe not. I'll be quite honest. Not entirely sure on where the tech is with that, because I just don't engage with it. I mean, saying that's why I'm usually subbed to people want to follow through Patreon, Twitch, just no YouTube so far. Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. For a little bit of a behind the scenes for y'all on that, if I just bring up a metric, because this is kind of invisible metrics to a lot of you a lot of the time. Go away, AI crab, don't care about you. Okay, watch page ads. Blah 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 blah. More info. I would like to have that. Doesn't work. Oh, for goodness sake. Bear with me a moment. It's arguing with me on how to find the information I'm trying to find. Actually, you know what? I can just do a straight division. That works instead. Okay. That number divided by that number. Here we go. Yeah. Oh god, that's lower than I remember. Oh wait, no, that's including those. Oh, for goodness sake. Bear with me. There we go. Right. That's the number I actually wanted. Okay, yeah. So, the revenue I get from one singular subscription here on Twitch, one sub, and bear in mind that's at UK prices. If you're somewhere like Turkey, Mozambique, probably it'll be lower. But the revenue I get from a single UK subscription is roughly equivalent to like 800 views on YouTube. 800. So, in terms of supporting creators that you watch through YouTube, that you watch on Twitch, all the bits and pieces like that, if you find it within yourself to subscribe to one of them once throughout an entire year, you could then go through basically someone's entire back catalogue and have about the same impact in terms of revenue through the ads there. That's not 800 adverts, that's 800 views, whereupon a view is however much you'll watch of the video typically, which usually would incur 2 to 3 ads on a view. Although that also includes people who get no ads, so it's a balance. Yeah. Matcha Mouse saying, honestly, Twitch ads are the least intrusive you can get. No, I'd say it's the other way around. Twitch ads are the most intrusive ad that exists. Clashboy says, is that before or after companies say they're cut? All of that was after all cuts. That comparison point was what I actually see come into the business. But yeah, Twitch ads are the most intrusive because it's a live stream. An advert that cuts into the live stream means you no longer see that bit of live stream. Whatever was happening, you just don't get it now. It's gone. You'd have to go back to the VOD or something like that, which is, yes, more intrusion. Whereas for a YouTube video, the video stops. It waits. For a TV program, the program stops. It waits. Twitch you get one every 8 hours or so. YouTube is one every 10 to 15 minutes on videos. So YouTube videos can get as many as one every 4 minutes on average. But at the same time, those ads can be anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds. Here on Twitch, their advert slots, they aim for, I think it's up to, I want to say it's 1.5 minutes per hour? Or is it 2 minutes per hour? Hold on, let me check here. That is not easy for me to read. Let's have a look. Don't give me a tutorial, just give me the information. 3 minutes per hour. Okay. It's 3 minutes per hour. Now, how frequently you get those is set by the streamer. Some streamers will set them 1 minute every 20, some will set them as 30 seconds every 10 minutes, others will set it as the full 3 minutes once per hour, with differing impacts on people. Differing impacts on the effect for a viewer, the effect for the streamer, and so on. So that is 5% of the stream, up to 5%, because not everyone gets the full ad slots each time, but up to 5% of the stream is hidden behind adverts. And that's if someone hits the minimum to turn off the pre-rolls, so that when you go to a stream, you're not immediately hit with an ad. 95% of the time. That's real? Cheers. Now over on YouTube, if you have ads ranging between 5 and 30 seconds, let's say 15 seconds and get to a skip point, take that as the standard amount of an ad you could receive. I don't know exactly how much you guys are dealing with these days, because I have YouTube Premium to skip all that myself. But at 15-second ads on YouTube, to get that same ratio, that would be an ad every 5 minutes. Which about lines up. If you're getting them less often, but they're longer, they're 30 seconds, then again, it's the same ratio. So yeah, that's kind of how it just breaks down in the end. It seems to be that for typical online stuff, ads at around 5% of watch time is roughly where it seems to land. Alright, VAUBAN Prime Systems is on the Lith V9, or any other variant that has the same relic as fine, Mirror. Yeah, absolutely. So let's just grab a few of these. And if you'd like to join me on cracking open some Lith V9 relics, send me a message in game to the Kentoneer. I'll bring you on into the squad, and we can go ahead and hit those up. Yeah, YouTube Premium to me, I watch enough YouTube across various channels that it is just a positive for me. I don't have to deal with the ads in any way whatsoever. The extra features which are built into the YouTube app and YouTube Music app on my phone, just nice to have as well. Yeah, it just works together quite nicely. You're all out of ire? No, that's fine. If anyone is not out of ire, not out of traces, and would like to take a few swings of these, you're more than welcome to join in. Ductile is going to be one of them. And Plasma Storm is the other to join myself and Mirrorlabe. Perfect. There we are. Okay. There's a rescue open for a little bit. Alternatively, we have worse. Rescue it is. Let's go. Yeah, one thing you won't find many creators talking about generally day to day, but I can assure you is on their minds, just like on my own, is not just the whole balance of things like ads and subscriptions and merch and Patreon and all that lot, but how can we make sure we're bringing enough to you, the viewers, the very people doing all this for, how can we bring enough to you that not only entertains you or educates you, whatever that creator's role is, but gives you enough value that you basically want to take it beyond the adverts. The adverts are the absolute minimum entry to the whole creator ecosystem. It is the start point. But we don't want to give you just that.
What's up, everyone?
We're really excited you, engage you. Like, I've apparently engaged Adam Malik sufficient to hit 52 months of support on the channel. Thank you very much for continuing over here, it is much appreciated. And we are close to farming out a couple sets of VAUBAN Prime, which is very, very nice. Alright, Logrin, catch you around some other time. Have a good rest.
Well done, Tenno. Your relic
Yeah,
is open.
when creators ask for feedback, or even when they're not asking for feedback, just we're always listening to y'all opinions. Some of those opinions are not going to lead to what you're asking for, of course. If your opinion is something along the lines of, oh, you should just give everything to us for free, we could just ignore you. That's free. But when it is more constructive, when it is actual, hey, this is what we're interested in, we're listening. Absolutely.
The hostage
Is a prime
almost
sub
ready
equal
for
to a normal sub?
Hurry.
That is a complicated question which doesn't have a useful answer. My understanding is that it should be, and on average looks like it is, but there does appear to be some regional hoo-ha blue blah with that. And again, Twitch does not give us the specific numbers to work with on that, unfortunately. Because, like, if I were to look at my revenue from Prime subs and revenue from paid subs and divide it out by the number of each, yeah, that would give me an average, but it wouldn't tell me the regional distribution, let alone the comparison to actually take from that. Are we solving practical problems via Prime Cracky or just doing it for fun? I mean, we are just kind of doing it, yeah.
As
Welcome
you
in, Bomb
conquer
Toto.
the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Yeah, I've got a VAUBAN video coming out tomorrow, so why not farm up some VAUBAN? Makes sense to me. Cheers, Addy. Regional what? Moon. So, the price of Prime, Amazon Prime, is different in different regions. The price of subscriptions to channels is different in different regions. I don't know if those two have the same differences, for starters. Second, I have a VAUBAN Prime for a VAUBAN video. I have a VAUBAN Prime, it's right there. Second, there's then how Twitch actually applies it, and Twitch does not communicate very well in this regard, unfortunately. It just does not communicate very well. We say you should make us a fan club where we can surrender ourselves to Kenjin cause, mind, body, and soul. If I ever get around to launching a hive mind, I'll let you know. I will let you know. Money doesn't equal money? True. Regional pricing is set up because at the end of the day, it is considered unfair to keep things the exact same price across regions due to cost of living and whatnot. Certainly for digital content, whereupon the price to deliver it to an individual is negligible. Milo saying, can I have sub, 2 turbo prime, you only one or all three? Not sure I fully understand what you're saying there, sorry Milo. Other than I think you're saying you have all three options and have to choose one. I think that's what you're saying.
Their rage is vehement, their focus
Then
impressive.
was it the next major updates was? Okay, so Molson, no, that's not a sentence. I'm sorry, I can't. Exactly, Bomb Shadow, yeah. Because digital content is singular production for theoretically limitless number of people, not counting support systems in place to serve to said people, pricing can be made regionalized and therefore fairer based on the actual cost of living, so as to attempt to take a fairer portion from each individual involved. Now, if you really want to think about it, that could go further to then account for, well, how much does someone earn? You know, Why regional price when we could have proof of income pricing? Unfortunately, proof of income pricing would be hideously expensive to implement and would undo the entire process. To avoid any kind of fraud in the first place, regional is basically a shorthand for income-based pricing. Now this does have an impact for creators, because creators that try to run things based on subscriptions have to be very wary of the fact that it's possible to receive a large amount of subscriptions from a low-income region, therefore meaning that those subscriptions are actually worth far less than they might expect, which creates its own basket of confusions. So, yeah, go figure. Alright, sorry for the delay there. Just trying to read and jump at the same time. Ah yeah, if you come into a stream and open up with undeclared sarcasm, I mean, first of all, just expect everyone to take you at face value. Second of all, please remember there are also various those of us who do not process social cues well enough to see right through it. Hang on. It's alright, Rumposhoto. It's alright. Okay. Hey, it was just, yeah, this one. It was just the other day, I basically pulled up a moderator of the same thing in reverse. It's like, yo, hey, newbie to the channel there, go a little lighter on them, would you? Everyone does it. I get pulled up on it occasionally. Probably should be pulled up on it more, but I don't have a manager to pull me up on these things. So when I make a snafu, I just have my viewer count go down. That's a fun one. How do you know when you're doing things right as a creator? People do a good job of not telling you. Right or wrong. Oh, well, in which case, Bombshadow, you are probably in a very welcome company here. From previous assessments of at least the most active members of this community, I'm sure the wider Kenjiner viewership is very quote-unquote average to the Warframe community. But in terms of the most active individuals here, we have a very high queer and neurodivergent complement, I've noticed. Very high. To the point that when we had a voice chat of 10 people going, we discovered that exactly one person in the group, one person in the call, was not somewhere on the rainbow spectrum. And then later turned out that they were questioning that themselves. So we had 0.5 out of 10. Which is pretty much the exact opposite to global demographics. That's the thing that seems to happen. Birds of a feather stick together and all that jazz. Now with that, I'm sure that has meant that a significant chunk of people here are now going, oh, but that's not me, that doesn't describe me at all, Kenjiner. That's fine. You're welcome to be here all the same. I am merely remarking on the observable differences from the expected distribution that seems to occur. Or maybe it just turns out that a larger portion of the quote-unquote average demographic are just, you know, out touching grass. It's the rest of us who've found a home here instead. Maybe that's the case. I gave up trying to aim for that guy's head and I just assumed he would swing his head into my gun at some point. I was incorrect. I also keep forgetting this is Steel Path. And this is VAUBAN. Don't mind me, guys. I got stuck behind a lockdown. Right at the last. This is all trash. Ah.
Very good.
What do I say? Let me try again. If I subbed to you, have turbo, and primed to you, get revenue from... Oh, right. I see what you're asking now, Miralame. And no. So, having Twitch Prime does nothing in the first place for a creator. Twitch Prime, or Prime Gaining, or Luna, I think they call it now, only applies if you actually use the sub. If you don't use the sub, it's doing nothing. Literally nothing for the creator. For Turbo, Turbo only applies on the channels who are not subscribed to. If you are not subscribed to them, Turbo declines the ads, and the creator gets paid based on the Turbo revenue instead of ad revenue. How that's the same or different, I don't know, because Twitch don't give me that information. I would like that they do, but they don't. And they are Clash what? Purple now. Sorry, purple. Not purple, purple. And then normal subscription is, paid subscription, it is the default. It is what a subscription is. They are. This VAUBAN tanking feels iffy. Moon is because I'm not trying. So this VAUBAN build I'm on at the moment is Tesla Bank. It's a Tesla Bank setup, which is supposed to use Ivara's Quiver and absolutely dominate specific locations. VAUBAN very much wants to hold locations. At the moment, we are running through a rescue mission on Steel Path where I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to answer what people are saying. Which, let me tell you, is not a good way to play a don't die build. If I wanted to stay more alive, I could do this. There we go. Was that the correct one? Probably was. Yeah. That's the trade-off you get on live streams. If you want to see highly active, focused gameplay, stop asking questions. If you want a live stream where you get to interact with the creator, you're going to have to accept that I'm gonna fuck up. Those are the kinds of streams you get. You either get highly active, unengaging streams, or highly engaged streams where there's the passivity to be able to actually speak to you.
Each enemy is more powerful
Right.
than before. Only
Play this one through.
with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
So now I am just invisible and pink. The pink wasn't my choice. That's been forced upon me, but the invis was. Gotta get to another enemy. Yeah. Damn it, I've gone visible again. Now it's on an invisible cooldown. It's weird. There we go.
Can't leave without rescuing the prisoner. Keep searching.
Alright, I'll move. Got that first. Hoi.
I will not forget this, Tenno.
Oh, that sounds like someone's already found them, so I'm hacking nothing. Yay! And just grab that reactant.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
You're surprised at the number of Hungarians here being greater than 0? Sometimes we just get a random collection from a smaller country. It just happens like that, yeah. Or maybe the country's just not as small as you thought. There are puns I could go for there, but you've probably heard them a million times, so I'm going to just not subject you to that. Ah, Allwint is back. I need to place this here. There we go. Ductile really wants whatever's coming. Protector Stalker? Oh, fair enough. Where up? There. There we go. Despair blueprint acquired. And that was the best thing we got. Yeah, I might as well take a Bratton piece for the triple ducats. Why not?
A valuable lesson.
Yeah, the VAUBAN guide that's out tomorrow, or today if you're on Patreon, does include discussion around invis setups and multiple ways of achieving those, and how the gameplay looks on that. Do I like or dislike the new abilities maintain momentum when thrown? Honestly, it just feels kind of correct, really. So, not a problem. If you were a VAUBAN main before, it will be a new bit of momentum to get used to, but it makes sense to have it how it is. It just makes sense. Right, we should be able to get one more out of this before the Fisher vanishes. Yeah, VAUBAN can invis tank, rolling guard tank, through a hell of a lot of crowd control, of course. Can shield gate tank and can health tank. All to varying degrees of success. It depends on the mission you're in, it depends on the level you're in, which one works out well for you, of course. Having a variety is recommended, and stacking defenses is usually a good idea in the first place. So like a health tank that also has shield gating compatible mods works even stronger. Whereas if you go for pure and only health tank, you are subjecting yourself to the whims of the game just refusing to let that work. I say, like, if you go for nothing but an arcane persistence tank, and then you get nothing to heal you for a second, you die.
Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have much time.
Well, that was very effective.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
I could have gone for that orb. Not going to. It's not going to matter. Oh, I accidentally jumped to that. And that one didn't even trigger. Yeah, VAUBAN does not like going up ramps. Not even slightly. If you want to talk about momentum on VAUBAN, that's the big point. I mean, look at that there. That just insta-killed the shunt. Which I suppose, if you want to get just the boost and not the shunt, useful. Likewise, slamming it into the wall. Okay. Whee! Straight over the edge. I'll just take the Atlas one, why not?
It is done, Tenno.
Very good. I see something different there, Queens. Queen's saying they believe Persistence is one of those arcanes that is going to work well with a frame yet to be released. It's got broad application as it is. It's just that broad application is pretty much, oh, you want health gating? Fine, here's health gating. And yeah, it does what it says on the tin. But by disabling another form of defense in the first place kind of just undoes the benefits. And yeah, that one has closed. And it's still 500 damage per second, which is a heck of a lot to heal. Certainly if you're healing without a lifesteal source, because healing via lifesteal basically means if you aren't attacking something, you're dying. To a certain extent, anyway. So it's plenty workable. It's just the frames that can survive that kind of incoming damage already survive it, and the frames that can't will just fold eventually anyway. There's a very narrow window where you can really pull it off, and it's usually investment into something like either loads and loads of healing, as a Bombshell was using there, or going Gloom or Furious Lifesteal, something like that. And I think a lot of people also just underestimate how strong you can make a health tank. You can just make the health tank have a lot of damage reduction in the first place, and then you don't need the health gating because you just survive. It was to the point where someone genuinely believed that Eclipse was applying its defense after Arcane Persistence, when what was actually happening is that they were just tanking so much more with Eclipse, they didn't need the Persistence. They realized, they didn't even realize, I demonstrated on stream that they were just actually tanking. Oh. Persistence is doing nothing? Yeah.
If you're here for relics, you might have to crack a few before you get what you're after.
Let's see. That's the one we need. Let's grab 5 more of you.
May the void bring you what you need.
Get these upgraded. I have got enough traces for these 5, and that'll be the limit of them. Is there any kind of visual audio feedback to indicate Persistence is even throttling damage? There is a visual. It is on your buff bar, if I recall correctly. Yeah, the big thing that holds back health tanks is that without Persistence, you can put yourself into a scenario where you just take lots of damage at once, and then you just die. Which, yeah, it turns out, if you put yourself in a position to take a lot of damage, you take a lot of damage. Yeah, mind-blowing. But, it's just more of a nature of the damage scaling in Warframe, that when people push into higher and higher levels, and even into that's fine, Miro. Push into higher and higher levels, and even push into full-on endurance level cap kind of stuff, yeah, you're going to encounter the fact that that curve just keeps going up. But invisibility is just a haha, you can't hit me. Shield gating is a haha, your hit did nothing. Mesmer skin, haha, your hit did nothing. Invulnerability, haha, your hit did nothing. Health tanking is the only tank, not counting shield hit point tanking, but yeah, health tanking is the only real tank that can just be obliterated by the damage scaling curve. But it goes the other way as well. If you are shield gate tanking and you have 50 shield hit points, then any amount of 100 damage will hit your shield gate. Every time. It doesn't matter if you're in a mission that does 100 damage, 200, 500, 10,000 damage. You're still going to have to tank as fully, even right the way down to 100 damage attacks. Whereas for a 98% damage reduction health tank, 100 incoming damage deals 2 health. You're not going to care. Your typical health tank has a lot more than 2 health. So 100 damage you can just easy tank. Likewise, your invisibility frames, they have basically no defenses, they just have their core hit points, so they have about 1000 DHP at best. It's often a little bit lower than that. And so when you get, for example, the Shock Xmas that decides to activate its ability, one of those shock orbs comes close to you, you're just running, screaming for your life. And again, the health tank just kind of goes, ow, ow, ow. Oh, it doesn't hurt anymore, adaptation kicked in. This Whisper like 3 ways of survival? I mean, a lot of frames have a lot of ways of survival. And can incorporate more if you try. That's the whole point. No one's stuck to just one option. But yeah. Health tank is one of those ones where, I'll be honest, health tanking is basically the laziest form of tanking. It is. Invisibility, you gotta keep up your invisibility timers, make sure you're in the right places, be mindful of your triggers or whatnot, be mindful of it being dispelled. Shield gate tanking, you've got to keep on casting abilities, again you've got to manage your energy for that, you've got to watch out for being dispelled on that, silenced. When it comes to control tanking, you need to watch out for overguarded enemies, you need to make sure you're setting up your appropriate zones. All of that lot. Health tanking. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, I took a bit of damage. Press 1 heal. I'm alive. It is the laziest. Yeah, true, if you use Arcane Blessing for health tanking, there is the warm-up period where you have to be more careful until you've got that buffer zone to work with. But by and large, it is just the laziest form. Because largely, and again, not counting things like adaptation running out of stacks or Arcane Blessing needing to be charged up, but largely speaking, a health tank just has a flat value. If the incoming damage is below that flat value, you survive. Not you need to put in effort to try and navigate, so you just survive. This is what Lavos does in the vast majority of missions. He just survives. Some missions I can stand in front of enemies and just taunt them, and they can't do anything about it. I just survive. Wonderful, someone got that one, let's grab this.
Demo unit looking to depart this mortal coil and take you with it. Keep it clear of that conduit.
So yeah, that's the main takeaway with health tanks, is Arcane Persistence was added for the number of people clamoring for a health gate so that they could survive infinite damage with health. Which kind of runs counter to the fact that health tanks survive literally everything below X level, where X is what you built the health tank for. And very few other forms of defense can actually survive even level 30 without putting in some effort. Take an invis frame, stand in front of an enemy, and stop pressing the keyboard for a minute. You're dead. Take a shield gate frame, stand in front of an enemy, stop pressing the keyboard for a minute. You're dead. Health tank, unless it's a ability supported health tank, but a a true passive face tank like I put onto my Labos, you stand in front of them for a minute, you might have gained hit points. They might have died just from being in your proximity. Middle is going to kill both of them. Kill steal.
Care to live up to your reputation?
Oh wait, I've not got enough reactant. Shit! No! Why did I miss one reactant? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Apparently I didn't walk to the right bits of the mission. No, don't be sorry, Mirabe. I came over and killed it as well. It's the first time this entire time, but I just didn't walk into enough reactant because it didn't drop 10 of it around me. I'll pay more attention. My bad. Sorry, game. Promise I'm not just AFKing. Me and my 43 kills and 2% damage dealt because Mirrorlave doing Mirrorlave things. I will spend more time just wandering around to other people's kills. This again is why I've been in favour of objective-based relic opening, but yeah, it is what we've got. Ah, fun fact, Rolling Guard allows shields to regenerate during a shield drain disruption modifier. Because you become invulnerable, and so it can't drain the shields. Curious. What the fuck? He just dashed through me.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
There we are, just about managed to find 3 kills next to someone else. Alright, I'm in. Something hit me. Okay, invisible again. Right, I'm just gonna switch to hard crowd control.
The relic has been cracked open.
Sit in a spot,
Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
do the CC, dodge the things. Yep. My least favourite form of survival. Sit, grin and bear it. If I dare run outside of my little spot. Oh, actually my invis ran out. Seems like it needs more shields. On what basis, Moon?
Gloves are coming off. Got another round in ya?
Wait, how do you come to that conclusion? Oh! If this happened last round, mine was the Atlas Prime here. If this happened last round, it would have been triple VAUBAN and I would have missed it. Could you imagine how tilted I would have been? Could you imagine how tilted I would have been? Okay, I guess we're done then. Alright, fine, we'll leave. Yeah, alright. Couple people are absolutely bumbling blib dumb. Never mind, it's a 1 in 3 drop each time and it's a valuable bar. Oh, we're going, okay.
Have a good one.
I'm going. You out of relics? Ah, well, now I know. I'm not going for that. Whew. Do we see armor buff from Bastille lasted as long as Bastille did? Yeah. A 10-second decay timer multiplied by duration is rough. I do call that out in the video as well. It is rough. I'm going to say it felt as though there's not enough buffer to shield tank, just a little more you need to get out some sticky stitches. So fewer, sorry, a little bit extra shield hit points there is not the answer. It's not Moon. Because shield hit points were not going down little bits here or there most of the time in a way that really mattered. It was slam into shield gate and then me not casting something to re-trigger shields and then taking hit to health, or a toxin hit was happening because we did have ghouls there with toxin damage. The build here is Invis. It is relying on companion invisibility in order to be a full caster setup, supported by having both Rolling Guard and Augur Secrets. So there are 3 layers of tank on this moon. What you saw is me shooting, taking off my invis, not casting, taking off my Augur Secrets, having already rolled, disabling Rolling Guard, and then dying. That's called doing it wrong. Which doesn't show that the build is bad. What it shows is it wasn't really the right build to bring to a disruption mission where you largely want to shoot the motherfuckers. Because the blast procs from Photon Strike on such spread out enemies just aren't going to kill the Demolishers. They're not really that concerned with things like the Flechette Mines, and so you need to slow them down with Vortices and maybe armor strip them if you can using Bastilles, which I could have set up if I wasn't in a mission where Mirrorlight would just swing around the corner and go BAM! And then walk off again, it's already dead. Why spend the 250 plus energy? Okay, how much energy would that cost? Yeah. Yeah, 250. 2 casts of that, 1 for Vortex to slow them down, 1 for Bastilles to armor strip them, and then 2 mines because 1 just doesn't have enough DPS. So at least 250 energy. This build is just not it for that one. But I do showcase in the video where it is good. That's the whole point. Different sets for different reasons. Right. I've ended up with a few VAUBAN parts in general there now, I think. Yep. We've got a VAUBAN Prime Blueprint 3 times over. Neuroptics 2 times over. Chassis 6 times over. And now Singular Systems. Which is nice. And I have the materials to build it all if I were so ridiculously inclined. Not going to. I'm not going to waste 15 Nitane if nothing else. I'm really saying Banshee's armor strip is 38.75 energy and instant. Yeah, no, that makes sense. This covers a 16-meter radius area for a 19-second zone at base, stripping armor in 4 seconds. Due to corrosive projection, giving us a head start there. And if I have a Crepuscular active, which I will have a lot of the time, that gets a strength of 250%. It's still 4-second drain, because of how that works out, but if there's more people with corrosive projection, it goes even faster. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then there's also Overdrive, Photon Strike into the damage I can do, plus this level scaling off of that. But yeah, plenty bits and pieces there. So also saying that I find myself more often than not just using the frame the mission is not made for. I mean, I use Lavos all over the place, so who am I to say? Actually, no, Lavos is the answer to most missions. Such a good frame. Alright, so I think then it's just a return to that same mission, but let's switch to a frame where I can just run and gun the way I want to, please. And if you would like to join in on some more of the VAUBAN cracking, we are using Lith V9 Radiant at the moment, so if you've got the eye, if you've got the traces, and would like to crack some of this with me here, send me a message in game, the Kengineer, and I'll bring you on into the squad. Just close off the old tabs from those who have run out of those resources. Yep, VAUBAN Prime Systems which is currently going for 22 platinum. Ooh. New optics 23, chassis 14, 15, blueprint down at 12. And if you get the whole set all in one, people are selling as low as 84 plat. Here comes 22 plus 23, that's 45. 55, 60, 72 plat. Interesting. There is currently a 12 platinum delta between buying the 4 individual components and selling the set. Now, it's not a very good rate of return. You're doing 5 trades to make 12 platinum. But yeah, there we go for more systems. I intend to, Miralabe, as soon as we get more people in with it.
Nothing left
You
to check.
go into the market
No
like this,
pressure.
you just
But
click the
this
drop
is
down to
not
Prime
easy.
Resurgence,
If you're
and
here
that's
for
where you can trade
relics,
in
you
Aya
might
for
have to
relics.
crack a few
So you don't
before
even
you
need to
get
visit
back.
Vazia. You can just
Save
use the
your
market.
shot until you're sure of your target.
Convenience fee? It is Xeon. You're absolutely right. Buying a set of items usually just come with a convenience fee, and it's a convenience fee that's created by the buyers themselves. Because people selling sets of Warframes, they usually just look at the prices other people are selling, and they go for about that price, maybe 1 or 2 plat lower. The reason that hasn't come all the way down to the prices of the individual items is because of the buyers choosing to instead go to the sets. If there were enough other people out there who are looking to make up that difference, they would be buying the individual pieces and selling the sets, so that would raise the price of the individual pieces, because the cheap ones have been sold, and bring down the price of the sets, because there's new sets trying to be sold. Until they would reach each other, and then the people buying the set parts for sets would stop. But that doesn't happen because, like I say, buyers are largely just going to the set builders instead. I say largely, enough to create that delta. That's all. Now, interestingly for Arcanes, it goes the other way. If I look at Arcane Energize, and this is probably going to prove me wrong just to laugh at me, Arcane Energize, a max rank I can currently purchase for 100 platinum. There's a few people selling it at that, so definitely 100. And that is 21 Arcanes. That is just under 5 platinum per Arcane. But if I wanted to buy individual Energizes, the cheapest available is 7. At 7 platinum, it would take 142 to get a max rank Arcane Energize. But that is because Arcanes can be traded, whole trade, it's all one item, easy to sell in a bundle, and so it's actually a benefit to the seller to sell it as a pack, because they get more platinum per trade. Less effort, same result. Yeah, guys, you don't need to tell me in the stream chat if you can join in. I'm not going to read your message and go, oh, well, let me try and figure out what your in-game message is. Send me the message in-game. I go over this like 20,000 times every time. Exclamation mark join, send me the message in-game. It's what we do the whole stream. There we go. Only there for one run. Good to know. We'll do a single run setup then. Yeah. Yeah, when you look at the patterns of people on the market, you really see that the market really is just made possible entirely by measures of convenience. It really, really is. In a sense, Xeon, yeah. Individual trades for VAUBAN Prime pieces, and for any Prime set piece, it is to those who are looking to complete a set. And because you're saving money, or saving platinum, saving money on completing a set by just getting the individual pieces, the trade-off then is that those pieces tend to be priced. No, yeah. Yeah, there's no real trade-off there. You just get it cheaper, yeah. But you wouldn't want to buy the set and sell the individual parts, despite the fact that it would be a profit, because it's more effort to jump through, yeah. That's what it is. Just number of trades, really. Now, there have been and continue to be some weird bits around that. If I look up Nautilus, am I still going to see what I don't want to see there? Okay, so the Nautilus components, cheapest available at the moment, are 15, 13, 19, and 8 platinum across the 4. So that is 28, 38, 47, 55 platinum, which is cheaper than buying it from the market, but still you need to build it, doesn't come with the slots, doesn't come with the reactors and catalyst. So is it really cheaper than the market? For some reason, the set, there are only 2 people online selling the whole set. 149 platinum, 200 platinum. If I look at the set, people have recently sold the set for up to 95 platinum. So those 200 and whatnot, they're not moving. They are pricing themselves too far outside of what people actually pay compared to the individual components. At that point, it is better just to buy the pieces, or actually realize you could just buy it in the market for cheaper. Nautilus? Yeah. It's a companion. Otherwise, what's the rest of your question? But yeah, you can just grab Nautilus from the in-game market for 75 platinum, which a lot of people don't realize, because just why would you go for it? Why would you expect it to be cheaper in here? But all companions are cheap. Because they're not full Warframes, not full weapons, they are companions. And so for 75 platinum, you can get it fully built instantly with the slots and reactors and whatnot. Yeah. Now, the reason why it's expensive is supply side. Nautilus is farmed in a very awkward way in a specific area of Railjack. So there's not a high supply of it coming into the game. And so there's not a lot of people who are just going, oh wait, I can just sell this. Yay, money! But there are enough people who want to buy it because, oh, I need to get the Nautilus for Mastery. Where do I get it? Railjack? Ew, can I trade it? Yes. Okay, cool. How much do I need to pay? Just tell me. You see, it's a very simple process of convenience. Convenience makes the market. Alright, single run of this. Bit sad to do a disruption for just 1 round, but it is what it is. You bought it for 25 platinum? That's impressive, Alsu, because Nautilus has been largely 75 platinum or above most of the time of its existence. Only when Nautilus Prime came out, I think, is when it finally fell below 75, typically. Actually, I say typically. Even now, people are trading the set for... buying it for more than that. Let me see. Almost every single day in the last 3 months, at least one person has purchased it over that rate, and the average has sat around its market price on many occasions. It's usually dropping below it, but not much below. Fun stuff. Oh yeah, low range on this build. Alright. Let's grab our reactant, grab our VAUBAN, grab all the goodies. And a reminder to anyone else as well who is thinking of joining in on these missions, if you haven't got the Void Traces, run a mission whilst we do this. Grab your Void Traces. If you haven't got them, the best way to get them is to go out there and bloody well do it. Alright, they're definitely going to kill that, so I'm just going to focus on more stuff over here. Yep, they got to it. There we go, Incarnate fully charged, we can utilize that. No fire rate buff because I haven't got the right companion on for that. Very unfortunate, Eevee does not provide me with fire rate buffs. Damn, Elsie, that's a lot of skin material you were just holding on to. Why were you holding on to so much skin and material? Oh wait, I'm not running it. I'm running Irene at the moment. Oh, that's even worse. Irene gives me neither a fire rate boost nor a resource boost. Which key am I holding again? This one. I'm on the Invis companion. I don't want that. Demolisher? No sign of them. Aha! 9 of them. Wait, is this the last one? Not the last one. Okay, we can kill it. Reactant check! Reactant check! Do not plug in key without reactant. The game has not provided us with ample corrupted. Bomb shot, holding key. Yep, I've seen one drop here. Not going to pick it up because we don't need it. Irene is giving a mecha boost, but not a very big one because I haven't got the full set equipped. Those are too bad. Gonna mark reacting because there is a bunch of it over this side for people to come grab.
Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Let's see. Bomb shot's last one needed to get to 10. Should happen in just a moment. 8. Should be enough over that. There we go.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
No sign of my target this side. Nope. This is the empty direction. So Mirrorblade also has not found them, which means they're down this way. On them. Got him.
Here to live up to your reputation and try again.
What's the highest volume item on Warframe market, you wonder? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Oh. Well, this is a bad result. Oh well. Highest volume item on Warframe market. What would it be? I imagine a NASA Sculptures would be a pretty high one because there's still going to be plenty of people running sorties or running Archon Hunts, which also gives you them. So I'd imagine that would be a high one just because of the concentrated supply. Fish, no. Arcanes, I would imagine, would be a very high supply as well, though. Like, a very high trade volume. If we're counting individual arcanes, despite when they're combined, overwhelmingly that'll be a high one. Orthrix parts? That's only a single weapon. That's just one weapon. Iron stars? Don't know if they're traded as much as the sculptures, to be honest. Despite needing multiple for it, a lot of people just end up with stars. So let's have a look at some of these. Let's go with the Iron Amber Star. Volume, I'm seeing typical trade volume over the day, 1 to 200, so about 150. If we then go for a NASA Sculptures, like I supposed. Wow, no, I'm completely wrong on that one. That is much, much lower. Oh, wait. Socketed? Socketed? Socketed, that's like 800 to 1,000 per day. 800 to 1,000 socketed iron and NASA Sculptures go through the market per day. Ooh. Galvanized mods? That could be an interesting one. Let's see. Galvanized Aptitude. Unranked. 60 to 70 per day. Fully ranked. About 50 to 60 per day. Yeah, it's not those. Aram Spinosa parts? Absolutely not. There's no way. I'm going to have a look for you just to let you know just how no that is. Aram Spinosa set goes 10 to 15 sets per day. Individual parts, even lower, which makes sense. Well, actually, no. Some of them come in duplicates that you need, so you need doubles. Yeah, 20 to 30 of the guard, rivet, 10 to 15. Yeah, so it's all in the same kind of ballpark. Let me see. How about another galvanized mod? Because I did just look at one of them. Galvanized chamber. Galvanized chamber, unranked, 90-day volume, around 100 to 120, maxed. Lower. So yeah, no, it's not that. You don't understand how Aram is less expensive than Sparrow? Demand. There's less demand, because people want Sparrow Tricks because it's good. There is now the Coda Sparrow Tricks, but that requires them going through an entirely different farm that they also don't want to do because they're buying things. Yeah. How about primary dexterity? Let's see. Now, rank 0, the trade volume on that, ignoring one weird day where there's a hell of a lot of them, is usually below 50. But max rank, anywhere between 40 and 80 are sold on any given day off the max rank. And if you consider that as 21 arcanes, when 80 of them are sold, that's over 1,500. Which is surprisingly close to the number of socketed Anasa sculptures. And if you consider them instead as a single item max rank, then yeah, much lower. Yeah, Anasa sculpture. I'm glad I was somewhat reasonable with my assumption there. And yeah, it's going to be largely because they're right there. People want their Archon shards, and Anasa sculptures just happen along the way. And they have value. Endo is valuable, so out it goes. Right, we have dropped our Clash Point and Bomb Shot as they have no further relics that we need to be cracking. Mirrorlave and I believe are still good to go. So we have time for a few more runs. If anyone would like to join in with Lith V9 Relic Radiant for VAUBAN Prime systems, you can get it for Ire straight from the market. Very, very easy, and I mean the actual market, not Warframe market. The in-game market, you can pick it up for just a single piece of Ire. And then you need 100 traces. Send me a message in-game if you've got that and would like to join in. Exclamation mark. Join if you don't know how to do that. It's down to 2 rads. Yeah, I've got 3 rads here myself. Still a couple runs left in us. Not much, but still a couple. And whilst we're at it as well, we did have the talk of mugs earlier. If anyone does want to grab themselves, either one of these mugs, or you can get the classic design, like is in the background over there behind me. And you can get the snake design, both with and without the Let's Solve a Practical Problem slogan on the back there as well. You can grab those in a variety of sizes, all the way up to an entire pint of a mug. Whatever best suits you. Exclamation mark merch for those. Every bit of that does support the channel because there is a small cut that comes my way. It is a small cut. It's less than the cut that I get from a Twitch sub because most of what you're paying is shipping and the actual mug itself. But yeah, supports the channel and you get a mug. Radika saying, got a classic Kentonir design mug for my husband and got the biggest size one. He uses it now as a holder for his pencils and pens. I love that. He doesn't want it going through the wash all the time. Doesn't want to sully it with whatever the latest drink of choice is. Needs it right there at all times to be a practical solution. Love it. Alright, Millie. Looks like it's going to have to be you and me on another set of duo runs here. Everyone is bang out of traces and bang out of luck. Let's punch this through. Yeah, relics are a very difficult item to trade. To list it on Warframe Market is tedious for the value they have. And it's then difficult to even find buyers or sellers because of that tedium. Whereas through trade chat, it's much more... I'm not sure what the word would be. My instinct says heuristic, but largely what I'm getting at is that you can have more of a conversation, more of a dialogue over finding a group of relics, rather than just an individual listing. And so that does facilitate an easier time trading relics. Alright, Paul saying, appreciate your videos, guys. Question for you, are green shards worth putting on Noko? Depends on the green shard, and depends really what you're trying to achieve with it. So, what build are you looking at? What are you trying to achieve with your shards? By and large, the answer is in my green shard guide on YouTube, but I could try and narrow that down a bit more if you got some specifics in mind. Now, fun fact with Warframe Market, I'm sure some of you have bought augment mods or sold augment mods on Warframe Market. Just give me a quick yes or Y in chat, letter Y that is, if you've bought or sold augment mods through Warframe Market. I wonder how many of you actually have. Also, we might as well get these started. Bombshot has.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
Xelon has. Flashpoint has. Dark Ghost sold some Noble. Yep, okay, so there's a few of you. There's a few of you. So, how many of you are aware that you can just list your syndicate on the market? Not the specific augment mod, just syndicate augment mod for that particular syndicate. And then if you wanted to buy one, you could reach out to those people offering just any from that syndicate. Let me know when you come to purchase it. Little bits like that are just tucked away on the site there, because I was really thinking about it. I did say augments, Macho Mouse, but if you want to hear differently, that's perfectly fine. I definitely said augments, though. Maybe I just got that. But do enough people know they can buy stuff that way? Well, obviously not. Look at the responses in the chat here.
You have collected enough reactants to
But it exists. Syndicate augment mods. If you're hearing otherwise, honestly, there's a lot of noise going on the stream, and half of you are probably paying half attention in the first place. Yeah, fair enough. But I definitely said the right thing. Cheeky little bit of unintentional invis, we take that. No, I fell!
Demo unit coming in
Also,
fast.
what?
Nothing blows and
Damn it,
you
I don't even
kiss
need
the
this key.
conduit goodbye.
I'll just hold it. Actually, I'll hold that one. Yep. No, don't hit that guy. It's not a finisher weapon. And that one does not want to die that easily. What are my stacks looking like?
Can take them again. Game
Oh, I don't think I have any damage stacks. Right, that'll be the problem. Every time I said augment, you heard augur. Look, if all y'all apparently just have ears that only get to the third letter of a word, I can't help you. Seriously. You're mishearing me that many times over. I think you just need to pay attention. There we go. No, didn't mean to get stuck again. God damn it. Oh well. Coming in from this side. Yeah, so I'm hearing Clashpoint that at one point there was a bit of audio playing whilst I said a thing. Yes. I think we have well established at this point that Mirror Lab has gone down. That's unusual. We've well established at this point that a few of you heard Augur. I didn't say Augur. I said Augment. Say la vie. That. Oh, that's down the other way. Mirror Lab is in the direction to grab that one, so that's all good. We can trust Mirror Lab to do Mirror Lab things. Oh, hi there, my maniac. You defeat my invisibility, so I need to shoot you. There we are. Irene, no! Up you get.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
See, now Clashpoint has definitely said the wrong word. There we go. We've both got plenty of reactant. Mirror Labe's going to insert that key, and then we'll be done. I'm sure finding it odd you just list an entire syndicate. I mean, yeah. Is Lavos responsible for those red crits? Actually, it's coming from the gun. This gun is just filled with crit power. Hence, tier 4 crit right there. Ta-da! Alright. Yeah, the really large numbers of damage, that's Mirror Lab helping it out with Banshee. But the red numbers, that's just gone. And yeah, with the whole Syndicate listing of an entire set of Syndicate mods at once, take your pick, it's only odd because it's new to you, to be honest. It makes more sense to buy what someone wants, rather than to buy things in advance and hope you have the right match. Some also saying, do you mind how sort by Syndicate? Smolderson, this is the second time today. I'm sure it's a little bit of a language barrier, but you've got to help me out, my dude. I'm not actually sure what you're asking me there. Do I mind how sort by Syndicate show? Do you mean, can I show you on the website how to find Syndicate mods from just a Syndicate rather than the specific Syndicate mods? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, okay. Can I show you the Syndicate mod page on Warframe Market? Sure. Red Veil Augment mod. That is how you find the Augment mod for a Syndicate, is you search the Syndicate and Augment mod. New Loca. Oops, Loca. You get Augment mod, Combat mode, Endurance mode, Engineering mode, Piloting mode. Yeah. And fun fact, they might even be cheaper than individual Augment mods, because the people listing here are trying to reach people who, by and large, don't know they're here. The contracts are for non-fungible items, Bombshot. Rivens and adversaries, they have so many distinct features to them that no two are alike outright. Whereas every single Red Veil Augment mod is just an Augment mod. Excuse me. You go to the Syndicate, you grab the mod, they all cost the exact same, they're all just a single mod, single trade, single trading tax, all the same. The only difference is that there are multiple choices of the exact same bundle of items. And that's it. Yeah, fair enough, bomb shot. Probably something related to what you mentioned earlier. Certain way that things should be in feels wrong. Clash was saying, I've been listing mods I don't have and then buying them when someone wants it for factions. That's the more common way of doing it, to be honest, yeah. Because a lot of the buyers don't know to look here. The buyers are just going, oh, I need a... God, I can't even think of a single one of them right now. I need a baiting link. Bam, there's a baiting link. What shop does it come from? That's not my problem. I just need to buy the mod. So it means if you are buying these mods, there's a very good chance that you can actually end up with a cheaper option if you go through these. Cephalon Suitor Augment mod. Yeah, 7 plat right there. Wait, each faction has its own listing? They're syndicates, and yes. There's Syndicate Augment mod. Yeah, nothing coming up. Yeah. 7 plat? Yeah. Check out if there is offering an absolute discount on Cephalon Suitor Augment mods, it seems. There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, you are welcome. It's also clear that a lot of sellers don't know. Even if they don't know or they don't care, to be honest. But probably a bit of both. Isn't a baiting link on the blah 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 blah? Probably. I didn't look up Cephalon Suda knowing where a baiting link came from. I looked up Cephalon Suda because I hadn't gone to Suda's yet. Presuming that is bait. Shut up. Alright. So with that, Mirror Lab is now completely out of Void Traces. We have managed to drain the bank of Mirror Lab. And unfortunately, we didn't get another one of these Prime systems. So I've only got one VAUBAN Prime set put together today. Oh well. Oh well. Impressive Mirror Lab's added something for once. Only because there's a daily cap. Oh, sorry, a total cap, let alone any other kind of cap. If there weren't the cap based on your mastery rank, you know Mirror Lab would have like 50,000 traces at all times. Have 2 more red now? Oh, well, there we go. Okay, we can do another round. Off we pop then. There we are. Oh, bomb shot. I can hop. Ah, wait. Bruh. It stole my mouse, apparently dragged it to the top left, and then just turbo dunked my UI. Bruh. Alright, don't know if I can invite you in time, we'll try it. Oh, when that ledge grab gets quicker. Oh, I just mistimed that. Oh, bollocks for it all. Clashpoint saying, wait, why is that syndicate rule not applying to arbitration mods? What rule? Which rule are you referring to, please? Warframe market allowing to list syndicate mods as a whole. Okay, so they're allowing because they've created it. So I think it's true. I know you can get here, Clashpoint. I know you can figure this one out with me. Why do you think a bespoke option
you with it.
hasn't been added for one thing when it has been for another. You're just surprised. Oh, okay. Right, so you weren't asking why, you were just remarking on it. You made very little attempt to show that. Got it. Ah. Come to think of it, have you searched arbitration or have you searched galvanized? Maybe there is a galvanized mod section.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
You searched both. Fair enough. Then yeah, it's just not there. You could suggest it to them. Maybe they've decided not to implement more on the basis of so many people don't know the first ones exist, why spend the effort? So yeah, if it matters enough to you, suggest it. Otherwise, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see, we've done 2 keys. I'm on 8 traces, Mirrorwave's on 9, Bomb's on 3, so we do need to be very mindful of that. I'm going to go plug in the white key, but we'll hold off on doing the... God, what even colour do we call that? Beige, amber, gold... Demerara sugar. That one we'll hold off on until we've all the traces. Bomb's suddenly jumped up to 9 traces. Go figure. I did not have damage stacks to really help me there. There we go. Got it.
Well done, Tenno. Your relic is open.
There are fewer galvanized mods compared to all mods, so maybe it's not worth the effort. Maybe. I'm gonna honestly say it's pretty much just not enough people even engage with the existing syndicate system. Why put in the effort to make it? Ordered by the shape? Ah, yes. So we have broken square, triangle, diamond, and sun. I know that everyone knows what I'm going to be referencing with that. I've never been certain why DE shows such odd colours for their disruptions. Really never been sure on that. Like, why do we have basically 2 blues? Cantoneer, one is cyan and one is lavender. They're basically 2 blues.
Care to live up to your reputation and try again?
Some people will say they are cyan and blue. Some people will say they are blue and purple. Hey! VAUBAN Prime Systems, there we go. We do finally get a second. Woohoo! Just do red, green, blue, black. Why red, green? No. No. You were so close to getting it right. So close. Red, blue, black, white. Not red, green. Yeah. Protonorony, Protonopia, Deuteranomaly, Deuteranopia. The 4 sets of 2 pairings are most common forms of color blindness. They are most common within men, because women by and large do not have color blindness. Men primarily have it, and put it simply, the male demographic is much larger in gaming, so you get an even higher prevalence than in the average population. But even just in general, it is the largest subset of color blindness out there. So the prevalence of red-green when red-green doesn't need to be used is insanity. Do in-game settings help with it? Yes, we need to go through the in-game settings to set up things that could be done by default. Let's see, is there one I can even mess with for that? Because I know you can mess with some things. There's colorblind compensation, but that just puts a big old filter on everything. And to what usability, I'm not even certain, to be honest. if you customize the HUD colors, can you even customize those particular ones? I'm not even certain if you can. I'm not even certain if you can on that. And even if you could, you now have a different color callout to what your friends are looking at. Which just kind of defeats it all, doesn't it? Mirrorlabe, thank you very much for giving a sub over to Zomtronic. Much appreciated there. Cheers, Mirrorlabe. Zom asking, after 3 hours of stream, want a fourth? The irony is not lost on me that that's not your question. No. Alex saying, why would it be done by default when there is a setting? So here's the thing. Accessibility, some people get in their minds that accessibility is something that is done for those who are disabled or in some way need further assistance. But accessibility actually includes everyone. This is the fundamental nature of accessibility, is that everything we engage with at all times has already been designed to be accessible. So just go that step further. Why is it that the text on my screen right now is taking up so much space when we could easily fit tinier lines of text on here? Because that would be harder to read. That isn't as accessible to everyone. Why is it that we have the idea of just highlighting targets in the first place? Why do we have it that our screen shows when our shields run out, has an audio cue to it as well? Why are so many things developed in the way they are? Why is it that my glasses are made this wide? Why is it that headphones are this wide? Because that fits the shape of the person. In every design decision, there is the concept of accessibility to, very often, the quote-unquote average person. When it comes to the color choices then in a mission like Disruption, they're already choosing colors. They could just choose the colors that are more inclusive by default. Because then the accessibility includes both normally sighted individuals and those with color blindness of various types. At the same time, no change needed. The accessibility then isn't, oh, you there, other person, well, go digging through the settings and change the game for yourself. It just launches fine. It's just there. That is the core of it. So, when I harp upon about accessibility in video games and just in general, I'm not saying to do something that is extra. I'm saying start by just doing it for everyone. If there is no extra workload involved between doing it a wrong way that then needs adjusting for other people, or just doing it the right way, why not just do it the right way? Also saying gold is a good color for colorblind. Yeah, and then we have two very similar looking blues alongside a white. So here's a fun fact for you. For those with distinct red-green color blindness, a cyan looking color and a white color look near enough identical. So those with strong red-green color blindness actually can't easily tell the difference between iron and diamond armor in Minecraft, for example. They look near enough the same. Certainly when you put a shimmer on it with the enchantment, it basically looks the same. Now, with that in mind, what's two of the colours in the Disruption conduits? They wouldn't happen to have a cyan and a white in there, would they? So yeah. All it could be just from this off is distinct, thoroughly distinct colours. And then if they want to keep some fancy looking shapes, at least have discernible shapes that can be more easily communicated. Now they've gone for a circle with 6 spokes on it, or 6 points, and it looks more like cog or CERN or whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I more easily latch onto, with all the stuff going on, I more easily latch onto color. And again, just, they've chosen some odd color selections. Very odd. And I just don't know why. So yeah, it's a weird one. And then there are people telling me that the lavendery coloured one isn't purple in any way whatsoever. Grab a colour picker, see what comes out. It's a lot more than just blue. I say I'm just designed for print. Mainly we don't really have a toggle. Yeah, I mean in print, color blindness should be taken into account more than in a place where it can be adjusted live, like in a video game or on a website. Because in print, you've just got the one physical item. If it's difficult to read, it's just difficult to read. That's a significant portion of the population being affected there, for no reason other than just choosing the wrong colors. That is part of design. This is why largely I will prefer to use blues and yellows for when I'm color coordinating the overlays I put into my videos. I'll try to go for those. I will mess with the intensity of the colors so I can create a gradient that's visible even on a monochrome section. It's why I include the captions, proper actual captions, so that whether you are hard of hearing or if you're on a subway watching on your phone, you don't want to make a noise for everyone, you can still turn on the captions. Accessibility helps everyone. It's always for everyone. I'm not perfect at it, never will be. One decision I've not gone for so far is the inclusion of an auto captioning system on the live streams. And to be quite honest, I've seen them in play and they've not really been great. But maybe the tech has evolved in the last few years. It was a while since I looked at it. But at that time, it wasn't a good choice for the stream, unfortunately. There. Redica's saying, perhaps this can be some good insight about accessibility. Oh, it's scrolled. Stopped playing Monster Hunter because I couldn't get the first beast down, was getting frustrated. My friend watched and told me that the colour changed, and that's what I was supposed to look for. Ooh. Absolutely could not tell the colour difference due to colour blindness. So we were just as disadvantaged. Yeah. You get why some of these mechanics are introduced, but sometimes they're just a little bit too narrow a focus. Macho Mouse saying, would that have clarified the Augur and Augment's parts? Absolutely not. Because it would be continuously getting some words wrong anyway, from other noises on stream, from failing to pick up my voice correctly, from failing to understand an accent. Have a look at YouTube auto captions. I could have a look into it, Samolson, yeah. I can have a look into it further. I'll be honest, it's not a high priority for me right now, but I can have a look into that. Yeah, one thing I come back to when it comes to designing tells, as it were, is it's what I'd consider a simple binary question. Is the character supposed to know? Not the player. Nothing to do with the player. Is the character supposed to know? If the character in the game is supposed to know something, then take every step necessary to let the player know. If that requires 1 step, 2 steps, 5 steps, doesn't matter. Take whatever steps are necessary to let the player know what the character knows. So if the character should know, yes, this thing has changed about the beast, I can now interact with it in this other way to defeat it, then the player should know that. this is one I come up against on things with regards to audio cues and visual cues. If something is supposed to be audible, there's no problem whatsoever with making it visible. If making it visible would make it too easy to detect, then don't make it detectable at all yet. If they're not supposed to be able to notice it, don't let them notice it, you know? Absolute oddity to me. The implementation, for example, in Disruption is actually kind of the over-correction on this. It started with Demolisher spawned, listen for the beeps. And a lot of people rightfully complained. Good luck trying to find those beeps sometimes. So they added in the visual cue, and now the visual cue pops up before the beeps do. Now this has made Disruption easier for a lot of people. I found myself wondering at the time of release of it, I was like, hang on, if it was supposed to just kind of match visual to audio, why doesn't it just blink when the sound is played to the player? Techman, why do you think I'm running Dynamic on Lavos? Why do you think I'm running it? Let's see if you can figure it out. Team support? Wrong. Try again. You wanted to make a joke of it? We'll keep going until you get it right. It's really, really simple explanation, but I'm sure you can figure it out. You wanted to call it out, so let's see. Come on. Bombshell doesn't know what Zeneric does. Fair enough. You're being super serious about it? Well, need to think. Okay, I'll cut it short for you. I was using a different Warframe, then I switched to Lavos and had no need of my operator in the next mission I did. Not everything is a full, complete loadout decision every time. Bruh. Oh, you only just tuned in. Oh, I see! Tunes in, mocks me. Love it. Favourite kind of person. Let's give VIP to someone else. Let's give it to Kylo Ren. Because they have just actually purchased it. That is a heck of a lot of channel points. Oh god, I'm copy pasting your name. I'm sorry, I'm not going to count the number of O's in that. I'm copying that. There we go. Right then. And now you're a VIP, I will count. There's 4 of them. Kylo Ren has earned themselves that a lovely, lovely VIP badge. That is a hell of a lot of channel points needed to save up for that. GG? But with that, I think it's about time we do a giveaway. Let's load up the giveaway onto here. Where's the button? There's the button for it. Let's do a quick 75 plaque giveaway, courtesy of DE. It'll be up on screen in just a moment. There we go. Let's kill the out of world music for a moment. Get rid of the camera. Let's open up the drawer. Exclamation mark enter in the chat for a chance to win that 75 plat. Every one of you can enter if you're not timed out. Everyone's got a chance. I'll give you all a moment to enter in on that. I can feel that I have been out of fluids for a while here. My voice is beginning to suffer. Just a reminder, this is a 75 plaque giveaway. Exclamation mark enter in the chat for a chance to win that. Now we have had a round of giveaway rewards handed out either today or should be within a couple hours if you've not already received it. I think D, you've done it all today, so this particular handout would go out in 2 weeks' time. Oh, excuse me. I definitely need to get another drink of water, which I'll be doing immediately after I wrap up this stream here. And whilst we're at it as well, if you do enjoy these streams, if you like all of the exploration, all of the learning, all of the random runs into relic fishes as well, why not? make sure you do hit that subscribe button as well. Support the channel, get rid of the ads, all the wonderful bits and pieces you get along the way there. Last chance is now, !enter into the chat for a chance to win that 75 plat. And to Brother Ronnie's question, is there a cap on the number of VIPs on channel? Yes, there is. We have yet to hit that cap. Yes. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the draw. Alright, any one of you could be the winner today. Any one of you could be in for that 75 plat, but who is it going to be? If you started saying, Caleb would have been over here if I'd seen you on. For some reason, I didn't even get a counter on my drop, like it hasn't even started, because drops aren't active here. What drop? And Wally West. As I struggle to pronounce 3 L's in a row.
Excellent
Wally
work,
West,
Tenno.
congratulations.
The extraction point is up ahead.
Wally, you are our winner today of the Platinum giveaway, and it looks like we already have your details on a record. So we'll be able to get that sent on over to you in the next couple of weeks from DE. Nothing more you need to do. That's just automatically going to come your way there. Would you look at that? GG's. Right then, but chat, that is where we're going to wrap it up today. I am in desperate need of getting some more drinks, so I'm going to go run off and do that. I'll leave y'all to scatter to the winds. Davey said there was one between 4 and 5 p.m. It was on another couple pages and listed for today. Not sure what pages you've been reading. You might need to reread where you're reading it. If it's on Twitch, Twitch lies, is the simple truth. If it's anywhere else, they'll tell you where the drops are, but they certainly were not here, sorry. Still in campaigns, Twitch lies. For any drops in the Warframe category, always, always, always check on the Warframe announcements themselves. Warframe has the correct answers. Twitch is Twitch. It just keeps on lying. Yeah, best of luck on that one, sorry. But that is where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you everyone for joining in. You can hear my voice is definitely about to go. I need to give it a rest. I'll catch you in the next one on Friday. Bye-bye, y'all.